This is Dave Meltzer with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook, and I have an ultra entrepreneur, the founder of Paul Mitchell, the founder of Patron, the co-founder now of Rocket, what I think may be coming from Samsung, the greatest phone I've seen since the first smartphone in 1999 that I ventured into, a Windows C device. But I'm going to take us back a little bit farther because you and I started our sales career kind of in the same place. We have our dads left, but I sold encyclopedias. I went to Occidental College, close to where you were born in Echo Park, and I needed money. I had a scholarship to school, but I sold encyclopedias. And I think the sales skills of being an encyclopedia salesperson carried me to great successes later on in life.
Priceless education. If I could right now, I would make it mandatory for every one of my children to sell encyclopedias door to door. No, like I sold for Collier's. Who'd you sell for?
Ours was Britannica. And it was a full education system, though. They financed it till the kid was 18, right?
But you had leads. I didn't have any leads. Mine was door to door. Anyways, I'd have them out there door to door, no leads, because it's the best experience in the world. It teaches you how to overcome rejection and not let it get it to you.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
And to that matter, you know, not quitting as I look through your entire career is a stealth of what you do. Like it's not just taking no and turning it into a yes. It's when you were down and out, you know, several times in your life.
Correct.
You slept in your car. You didn't let it bother you at any time. You simply looked and put faith into what you wanted. Where did that philosophy come from? Because it's not normal.
It's interesting you would ask that question. It goes all the way back to selling encyclopedias. In my early 20s, being able to sell them door to door with no leads, you're just pounding on doors, is one of the greatest experiences in the world. Because you could knock on it, which I did when I started out, 50, 80, 100 doors that they say no or close it in your face. You have to be just as enthusiastic to overcome rejection, knowing that if you keep on going, and be just as enthusiastic. That's the thing. Be just as enthusiastic on the next door and look what's going on in front of you, not behind you, because you can't change yesterday's newspaper. So when you're down and out or on top of the world, you can't go backwards. Look, what's the next step? Okay, I'm in my car sleeping. I got to eat. Where am I going to get the food? Where am I going to get the money? You look at what the next step is instead of drowning yourself in the past. And that's been a big help going back to the encyclopedia days. I know there were times at 9 o'clock at night, and that's late. We're doing appointments. I have no orders in my pocket. I need the money. It's commission only. And I'm still knocking on doors at 9 at night. And sometimes they'll let you in, sometimes they won't. But occasionally I'll get in and get an order. In the back of my head is when the going's tough, the tough get going. When the going's tough, the tough get going.
And you made it happen. Now you use the word enthusiasm, and when I look at you, and including when you were a judge, an Emmy award-winning judge on Shark Tank, you're always so enthusiastic, whether it was with the hair care, with the racing and Patron and the liquor, but enthusiasm in Theos means the God within. There's something in spirit. What is your kind of spiritual or, you know, philosophy as far as you seem so inspired all the time with whatever you're doing?
There's no particular pattern or no particular, shall we say, theory that I service or that I adhere to. I just am that way. I was very, very fortunate. My mother was very positive. She said, you boys could do anything, and we did. We had paper routes when we were young. I sold flower boxes when I was 7 years old. So we always felt that way. And I come from a background where we really had nothing, but thought we had everything, because we had a lot of love from my mom, even though it was a single-parent family raising my brother and I. And we just grew up in the environment of love. Gave us a lot of love. Boys, you could do anything. Go out there and do it, boys. And I believed it.
Yeah, I grew up with 5 brothers and a sister, single mom, same philosophy. And I think, if anything, I'm most grateful for is that ability that she was just so much belief that we could do whatever we wanted and continue to do that. Now, to that point, we both share another thing is that we didn't limit our point of entry. One of the things I love about you as an entrepreneur is you went from the leading hair care company in the world to the leading liquor company in the world, and now
they weren't there when we started. They weren't. They were non-existent.
Other people told me when I got out of law school into technology, they said when I moved on and became into the sports industry with Leigh Steinberg, they said, "What are you doing? You were the CEO of Samsung's first phone division. There's so much to do on Silicon Valley." And I said, "It's business, right?" Is there a strategy that you've had to be able to cross industries and build companies like Rocket.
Yes, there is. There certainly is. And my philosophy is this, and the strategy is, and I did it with Paul Mitchell, even though our backer pulled out and I had to live in my car, but it was okay, is this. Two things. One, and I say it to entrepreneurs a lot, be prepared for a lot of rejection, number one, because then it doesn't let you down. You know it's going to come, you continue on. The second thing, and it had to do with Paul Mitchell and Patron and now Rocket, is make sure your product or your service is the best there is. You don't want to be in the selling business. You want to be in the reorder business. So with Paul Mitchell, it had to be a product so good that hairstylists who know more about hair than anybody else, and that's all we sell to. If you ever see Paul Mitchell in a drugstore, supermarket, it's black market, counterfeit, or out the back door. We don't sell it to them.
Right.
So hairdressers have to have something so good that they could recommend it to their customers in between visit. Patron, the same thing. The United States needed an ultra premium tequila. We didn't have one. And I thought, by gosh, we need it. It'll take a while to build it. It's twice as expensive. Actually, I think we were 5 times as expensive as regular tequilas. But we stuck with it, knowing that eventually it's going to take off. Well, little did we know that Paul Mitchell become probably the largest privately owned salon hair care company in the world. Patron, needless to say, #1 ultra premium tequila beyond what the world's ever known. In fact, it was valued last year at more than 2 times what the most expensive spirit company ever sold for. But we had the great quality there that people loved the quality. They wanted to reorder it. Paul Mitchell, they wanted to reorder it, not just buy it. And the same as with Rocket phones. They are so cool. So this ROKIT, like a rocket ship, right? These Rocket phones are so advanced and so cool. Why wouldn't anybody want one? It's a very sophisticated smartphone. It has on it telemedicine, it has life insurance, it has roadside assistance,
legal services,
legal advice, everything on there. Unblocked for the world, dual SIMs, Wi-Fi for the world. Why not?
And the greatest entertainment phone I've ever seen, by the way.
We are so much entertainment on, not just the 3D, and comes across 3D.
Glasses free.
No glasses 3D. But we also have, I think, the largest library ever to go on a cellular phone. Not only of 3D, but other things. And that's something you can't get throughout the world. So it'll be one of my biggest companies. And we priced it. The great thing was, I didn't price it for $1,500. This phone you see right here, my 3D phone, is $199 retail. My bigger one is $299. That has more time on it, more gigs and everything else. So it's priced, even though it costs me more to make than my competitors, it's priced so everyone could afford it. So if I make a little bit, great. I don't have to make a lot. The bundles are what people are going to want.